Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Zityo Shiba, the Trump administration is actively pressuring the United Nations and the broader international aid community to adopt a trade instead of aid policy, which would primarily benefit American businesses. This push comes with a threat of further budget cuts if the UN does not comply. Consequently, the UN is grappling with severe financial shortages, placing global humanitarian relief efforts in dire straits. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio publicly criticized the UN's effectiveness in conflict resolution earlier this year, advocating for major reforms. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz stated that this initiative is not about abandoning international aid, but about reforming its operational approach, emphasizing that free market principles remain the most recognized path to lasting prosperity. While experts acknowledge trade's power to create wealth, some warn that without complementary policies, a trade-first approach could exacerbate inequality, jeopardizing future global cooperation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has already warned of an impending financial collapse for the organization, largely due to outstanding member contributions, primarily from the United States. The UNHCR, for example, is facing critical funding gaps, requiring an additional $61 million to support 600,000 people in Lebanon, Syria, Iran, and Afghanistan. According to GG Press, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni announced on May 4 that she does not support the potential withdrawal of U.S. forces stationed in Italy, a move recently hinted at by former U.S. President Donald Trump. Speaking to reporters during a visit to Armenia, Meloni underscored her stance. "This would be a decision by Trump that I cannot influence, but personally, I cannot support it," she emphasized. She also indicated her intention to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, who is scheduled to visit Rome this week, likely to discuss this and other pressing international matters. Her comments highlight Italy's commitment to maintaining its alliance with the United States and the presence of American troops on its soil. The U.S. Trump administration is reportedly considering implementing a review process for new artificial intelligence AI models. This move, reported by the New York Times on May 4th, stems from heightened concern over Mythos, an advanced AI model developed by the emerging AI company Anthropic. Showered Mythos possesses a high capability to identify software vulnerabilities, raising fears that it could be maliciously exploited for cyber attacks, leading to significant political repercussions. This potential policy shift would mark a departure from the administration's previous strategy of deregulation, which aimed to foster AI development in order to maintain a competitive edge against China in the ongoing AI arms race. A working group comprising government officials and IT executives is expected to convene to discuss the oversight methods for AI model development. While officials have already briefed Anthropic, Google, and OpenAI executives on the plan, some industry leaders have expressed worries that excessive regulation could impede the pace of technological innovation. Shi Ton Sing So. Japanese Finance Minister Katayama Satsuki has pledged robust cooperation with the Asian Development Bank, or ADB, to support developing nations experiencing economic hardship. Speaking at Monday's ADB board meeting in Uzbekistan, Katayama addressed concerns about the Middle East crisis impacting energy, food security, and economies across the Asia-Pacific region. She emphasized that global uncertainty is a pressing issue for the entire region. NHK reports that Japan commits to working with the ADB to provide financial aid to small and medium-sized companies to tackle fuel shortages and will also offer investment and loans to various countries to foster energy transformation. Katayama highlighted that supporting the region is significantly beneficial for Japan, given that supply chains stretch throughout Asia and economies are closely linked. A prolonged crisis in the Middle East could therefore have serious ramifications for Japan. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.